Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com, and these are the market positions for January the 24th, 2012. Now our first position for tonight is going to be in the ProShares UltraShort Qs, triple Qs, the QID. Now what we're looking at here is a grossly oversold signal here. Equity starting to stall out here. This should limit the ability for the Qs to move forward, making this ultra short a pretty decent buy, at least in my opinion. Now we can see that we're moving into extremely overbought territory on the predicted true strength indicator and the predicted MACD, but the predicted long-term difference is the one that has my attention. So what we're going to be doing is looking for essentially, at least in the beginning, a retracement back to the higher level. We've closed the day at 39.25. That's above the 3-day predicted moving average, but not above the 8 or the 18-day. So our target area is going to be back towards this 41.40, which is the Vantage Point 18-day predicted moving average. Our short term, this is basically an intraday play, and it is going to be a higher risk one, that is for sure. Now we can see that we've continually been tagging the Vantage Point predicted low, but we're starting to come off of this area. This is again showing me that we potentially could be looking at a reversal on the equities, at least if nothing else in the short term. So from here what we want to do is use the Vantage Point predicted high and predicted low to get our position. We're looking at 38.23 for a move down. You can see the neural index has been at 0 for as many days back as we can see, probably the last couple of weeks. That in itself would have me turn and go the other way. When you have this many days down on the neural index, it's going to turn to 1, and it's likely going to correct higher if nothing else. So 38.23 is our predicted low for tomorrow. That's about maybe $1 from where it is now, 39.25, the closing point. We're going to look at 38.23 to get long, and then the initial intraday target will be 39.45, but I believe we have a good shot at pushing back towards that 41.20 area. Now again, this is a counter trend position. Clearly our short-term crossover has not taken place yet, but I believe it's close. The medium term and the long term are also still pointing down, but we're getting a very wide gap between this blue and black line. That is also indicative of a reversal. So that with the predicted long-term difference, the medium-term difference, again, this is playing off an oversold signal. So that's our first position for tonight. Our second position for tonight is going to be in the Forex market, specifically the cross pair, the British pound Swiss franc. As we again get into volatility with the Eurozone, the yen, the dollar, the yen and the Swiss franc mostly have strengthened again over the last few days with the European crisis. What we can assess here is we've had a full retracement today back up to this 45.61 area. We've closed at 44.35. The primary trend now is down. The triple EMA cross is fresh. We can identify some upward pivot points, 145.61, 145.26, and 144.78. Now when we break this down by crossover, we can see our short-term crossover has actually never crossed to the upside. Our medium-term crossover is about a week and a half old. Our long-term crossover only about a week old. So if we look at the predicted short, medium, and long-term differences, they're all pointing down and suggesting that this move to the downside will continue. So from here, what we're going to do is go into the Vantage Point predicted high and predicted low once we've made our assessment which way we're going to trade this. Now looking at our predicted high and predicted low for tomorrow, we have 144.97 on the upside, neural index is turned down, 143.52 on the downside. That's our downward target. So we're going to be looking for a move towards the 144.97 area in which we can use that to set our short positions. In this particular case, we would have our stop above that Vantage Point 18-day predicted moving average at the 145.60 area. So again, we're looking to get into a short trade anywhere between 144.97 and 145.60 is a decent area for a short. So your less aggressive traders, they can wait for maybe 145.30. Your more aggressive traders, they can use the 144.97 area. So those are the market positions for January the 24th, 2012. And again, my name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com.